Greetings from Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Welcome back to the Crow's Nest for another Sunday chat. This week we're going to talk about a little bit about how I got started in my other hobby. I am enjoying a DBL Amarillo Barber Pole Bellicoso. Very good cigar, especially for the morning like such. Cup of mud in hand. So, my other hobby that I truly love is collecting autographed memorabilia, specifically more sports stuff. So I have some really cool stuff. I mean, I have some really neat items. Well, here's how it all started. Okay. So, how it all got started was I went through my divorce with my first wife. And I needed a clock. And I only had one clock that was out of my man cave. And it was a Yankee clock. And I know. Some people are going to lose their minds already. I'm a Pirates fan at heart. However, some of my favorite players of all time were Yankees. So one of my friends says to me, "Hey, you going to that autograph show this weekend?" "What autograph show?" They explained to me at the mall they were having these couple of older baseball players there to sign autographs. I was like, never really thought of that. And then I got to thinking, and he says, "Yeah, that ugly clock that you don't like," he says, "why don't you go get it signed?" He says, "It depends on who's going to be there for hockey. I may end up going." "Well, I don't know." I said, I'll look at it. And I looked into it a little bit, and it was too late to buy tickets for the autographs. So it was basically just go and pay the extra money and get the ticket there. So I decided to do it. So I took my clock, put it in the car, took off, headed that direction. And I was, wanted to be there a little earlier than what I should have been. And so I was driving a little fast on one of the major highways here in Pennsylvania, in this area. Next thing I know, car pulls out from up the side of the hill of the road. And I'm like, I know what that is. I knew it right away. Now, mind you, I was also a fireman still at the time. My buddy was at the firehouse, who is the one who decided I should try it. So, they catch up, which wasn't hard to do. I wasn't going that fast, but I pull over, cop gets out. Well, they run my plates like they always do here. And then she comes up. It's a female cop. She gets out of her car, starts up towards my truck. She touches the back of it like they always do for safety precautions. And then she comes up to me. How are we doing today? I says, I'm okay. She says, I'm Officer, I forget what her last name is, but I knew her. And I looked up and I said, Kate. She's like, yes, Sean. And I'm like, I kind of breathed a breath of fresh air because I knew her at least. So there was a chance of me not being held up too late with all this nonsense. She says, do you know why I pulled you over? No, I was like, absolutely. I said, I was driving way too fast. She's like, yes, you are. She says, where are you headed? This is the mall. She's like, wait a minute, you're driving that fast to go to the mall? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, you are aware the mall's open all day until 10 o'clock tonight? I was like, yes, Kate, I'm going for an autograph session. And I explained to her briefly what I was going for. She was like, okay. She's like, well, give me your license and I'll be right back. So she didn't take my registration, which is a good sign, to my knowledge at this point. Which I already had my driver's license out. And my deputy fire chief at the time worked at the 911 center as a dispatcher. And the deputy fire chief for the neighboring department also works at 911 center. So, not a good day. She comes up, hands me my license back. She says, well, I'm going to let you off with a warning. She says, but I do have a message for you. And I'm like, yes. She says, your deputy fire chief told you that you better behave and you better slow down. And I was like, I'd rather have taken the ticket than him find out that I got pulled over. And she chuckled. And she says, I'm sure. I was like, you have no idea what the consequences are going to be of this, if he so chooses. So I proceeded to go to the mall. I got there and it was pretty cool. There was a lot of stands there, selling different stuff. Some autographed memorabilia, some stuff that was just like baseball cards and football cards, some game use stuff. It was just all different odds and ends. And that's when I met Art Dittmer, who was a pitcher for the 1958 World Series championship New York Yankees. So I went up, got my ticket, went up, got in line, finally got up to him. I had my silver Sharpies in my hand and my clock. I popped the top off of it because it's plastic. And he was like, wow, that's pretty cool. He said, I don't think I've ever signed a clock. I said, well, I'm happy to be the first. And he says, well, where would you like me to sign this? Because first off, he insisted on introducing each other, which I thought was very cool and very classy. Not like nobody knew who he was, because obviously everybody knew who he was. But it was pretty cool that he did that. And he said, well, where would you like me to sign this, Sean? I said, well, Mr. Dittmer. He goes, please, call me Art. I said, okay. I says, anywhere you would like, I really, really appreciate it. And he says, okay, no problem. And he picked a spot and he signed it, Art Dittmer, 58, WSC. I put the lid back on it, shook his hand, we took a picture together, and I left. And I walked around the show a little bit, but, got home and I hung it back up, and man, I'll tell you what, I kept looking at that clock and I kept going, man, that thing is awesome looking now. And that started it all. Now I think I have about 6 signatures on that clock now for the Yankees. In fact, I have 2 clocks. I bought a second one, so the first one's got our Dittmer signature. And the other one has they both have the rest of them on there. And in fact, ironically, I think they signed them both in the same spot too, which is kind of weird and cool at the same time, I guess. So yeah, that's how my autograph collection started. And once I got the bug, it was over. So if you guys like, I can now and then do a video of sharing one of my meet and greets with you guys. I only had two bad ones, so I might share those, I might not, I don't know. It depends on what you guys want. So I apologize for the length of this video, but good stories just can't be told quickly, I reckon. So, hope everybody has a great week. I hope everyone had a blast at the pipe show this weekend. And until we can get together and pack a pipe or smoke a great cigar, let all that you do be done in love. Y'all take care and God bless.